We're going over tissue culturing, how to tissue culture like a pro. Probably the most professional video I ever see on how to do it. Legit, pretty awesome video. Now I'm not going to show you any of her video, but I am going to direct you to it. As you see the channel here, Plants in Jars. That's your go-to person with all related questions to tissue culturing. And this is, I guess, the secret they don't want people knowing. So, as you see here, we'll open up her description. You can see her links. So, display more. I encourage anyone to support and subscribe to this person. I thought I was subscribed, but apparently YouTube must have unsubscribed me somehow. It's odd. You can read all of her bio stuff. And right here, you got all of the subtitles. So, if she tells you everywhere, everything to get. If you go here, forceps, plastic gloves, all that stuff. Like as you see here in her title, they build a still air box right here. She tells you how to build the air box. She goes over tissue culture supplies, then gets into what is tissue culture protocol and all the other procedures next. How to read a tissue culture protocol. That's probably important. Making tissue culture media, sterilizing media, preparing the still box, preparing the explants, tissue samples, putting them in a tissue culture, conditions for growth, when to subculture, and like they get into what is the tissue culture media, and they tell you how to make the media, how to buy the media, where to get it. So this is pretty much everything you need to know. There should also be a thumbs up on this video. Yeah, weird YouTube out the way YouTube is so strange. But that's why I saved the video so I could do this video when I was ready to do it. And again, I'm not going to play any of her video. You're going to have to watch her video. And I suggest people subscribe and watch this creator right here. Excellent work. Let's see if I can skip through a little bit. Maybe an interesting picture. What if the ads play? We'll go, I guess. We'll take a look at her other videos. Plants in a jar, tissue culture. Some stuff about her over here. Joined in 2020. So it's relatively new information for some people that obviously have probably been looking for this stuff, but have been unable to be able to do it. Now we've got plant tours, how to sterilize tissue culture media. See, I mean, there's other videos too. Slime mold. So, not only does she tell you how to do tissue culture, but she goes over a lot of the troubleshooting you might have and shows you how to do it with a bunch of other plants. Now, she doesn't show you anything with hemp or cannabis, but as you know, it can be done. And this is the method I'm going to be using. Really cool person to give this information away. As you see, if you go in her comment sections, there's actual scientists and saying that they're impressed with the knowledge and the information. So it is the real deal. Now, she gives a link on how to buy the actual professional air still box, but pretty much making it yourself. I mean, you could just make it yourself apparently. So what is this thing? I don't know. Let's see. I guess that's about it. See shorts. Maybe you'll have even like quicker how-to tutorials. Baby plants apparently. Look at that. So this is your go-to on tissue culture. And things like that. We got an ad popping up. That's YouTube for you. But the video is pretty much done. I mean, this is it. This is all I needed to tell you. Pretty easy video, huh? People probably thought it was going to be so complicated. Nope, pretty simple. And it's a nice short video. Nice short video. We're talking less than 30 minutes. You see that the media jars gives you all that information on what to do there. In fact, I'm gonna ring the bell. Just in case she goes live. And yep, 44,000, 44 videos and 11,000. Not bad. Well, I'm not going to show any more of this. I'm not looking to copyright anyone, but gotta direct you to the channel, show you where to go, which video it is. DIY tissue culture, how to get started for less than $200. And you can see some other things. She has other videos on, slime mold. Watch this before buying tissue culture plants from Thailand, and all sorts of stuff like this. Now, tissue culturing might be a good, cool way to send clones to people. You know what I mean? If it's hard to send a clone like the conventional way, because it kind of screws them up in the process, you got cut it off the stem and stick it in a plastic bag with water in it, and then ship it across wherever you gotta ship it. Or you could just get a jar, stick the little tissue culture in it, get it started, and then just ship it with the jar. And then it's protected, totally protected. This is probably a better option. And get started for less than $200. Not bad, you know. So this is how I want to have all my cultivars stored. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. Because a lot of times you can get a lot of things you like, but you know, you got to keep the plants alive and stuff, and then you don't want to damage the quality of the genetics by killing them or anything, right? So it can be quite the ordeal to, let's say you had 20 cultivars you wanted to keep going, and you wanted to keep them. It's a pain in the neck when then you have another grow going, and you're like, shit. So one easy way to do it would be if someone had 20 or a lot of cultivars, you could just keep them on a jar and a shelf, a little light on them or whatever. And there you go. You could long-term store them and be confident enough that when the time comes and you need to bring them back to a plant again, you could just take the tissue culture that you have, or multiple ones, right? So I think the science has just begun on this stuff, and cannabis industry is probably going to move on to tissue culturing, selling them instead of the actual clones. It might be a lot easier to do. People might like a clone still, but you know, you'd have to get that from a store. Mailing clones and plants is I don't know, a rough process on them. Things like that. Tissue culture, on the other hand, it's in a protected jar. It could get thrown around. God knows what they fucking do in the mail, right? And it has a potential of having a better survivability rate, I think. I don't know. I guess you could always cut the branches off it, stick it in a plastic bag with water in it. Do that method. Then you got to bring it back with the cloning and all that stuff. Get the tissue culture. It's just a little tissue culture. So I don't know, whatever. How cool would it be if you could buy little tissue culture jars? Maybe even the size of those little tiny miniature jars they put those little jellies in. When you get those little sample packs, you guys know what I'm talking about. Imagine if you could just buy those and it was like $1 each, and you could just like spend $50 and you could get 50 like in tissue cultured plants cultivars, and you like just keep them somewhere, and then every time you want you just get them going. I don't know, that's kind of cool, man. I don't know, that would be really cool. Almost like keeping them in a I don't know what you call it, state of like hibernation or something. I don't know. Now I could imagine you could grow them really quick in the tissue culture too. I'm gonna have to look into it and see just like what ways there are to slow the process down, just to keep them like as just like a shelf thing, so like you can like store it, and you won't have to really worry about the plant growing out of the jar, and then you got even more of a problem. Now you got freaking plants in jars growing whatever. But I don't know. They also claim that you can cut any part of the plant off and stick it in there, and it'll just start growing and sprouting off of it. Now, from what I know is there's only certain types of plants that can do that. And then other types require a node to do it. So I don't think you can do that with cannabis with any just part of the leaf, but I might be wrong. I don't know. But as far as I think, you need a node still. You just have to stick the node in the gel and then close the lid and then listen to her about everything else. You know what I mean? It's a whole process. But I'm going to keep this video short, and I'm going to end this now.